Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel M for an Accent. Yesterday I just really talked with one of my subscriber who really asked me for UPSC EPFO AO EO chapter wise lessons. So I asked him that what kind of lesson in which topic you guys really want the lectures to be held on. He replied me that it would be better if you really start daily giving us short and sweet definition as well as question answers that we can relate with the topic for UPSC EPFO examination that is coming sooner. So I told him that, okay, all right, I will try my level best to provide you, because I myself also an aspirant, because I'm also been preparing for UPSC examination, and I already give 3 attempts of UPSC, and this time I'm also going to be appearing in UPSC EPFO AO examination. So on regard of that, guys, I really thought while I'm studying, why not I just really teach everyone about it, so we can study together and learn more and able to achieve more in our life. So let's start. So our first topic and the most important topic of EPFO examination is industrial relation and labor laws. So first of all, we need to understand that what is the meaning of industrial relation and labor laws. For that, we need to be very careful about the thing that we do, is that the thing that we need to know about is that what is the meaning of industrial relation and labor laws. Alright guys, so the first thing that we need to make out of it is that why it is called industrial relation and labor laws. We need to understand the relation between industry and labors. So first of all, we need to understand the definition of the industry itself. So what is the definition of industry? So we need to know that industry is a place where something has been created for further process. For example, if you are having a place where you produce something, and after that you send for packaging, and from packaging it goes to retailer, and after that retailer it comes to consumer. All right. So in this process, what is the more core thing that we need to produce a good? It's industry itself, isn't it right? Where raw goods comes in and final products comes out, and after that the further procedure took place. So industrial relation and labor laws means industry is a place where worker works on a daily wages or in a permanent wages basis or might be in a contractual basis. So we need to relate both industry and labor together, because both of the thing cannot run individually without the help of each other. So I hope I really able to make you understand what is the meaning of industry and labors. So first of all, the slide number 1, here you can see, the slide number 1 says, that the slide number 1, where is it? Yeah. Industrial and labor laws. All right. So workplace harmony plus legal protection is equal to strong economy. Workplace harmony plus legal protection and strong economy. So workplace is a place where people work, but when you work, there should be an harmony among all of you. You can understand by it very simply that when your mother works in a kitchen, and if she do hassle in his work or become hasty while doing her work, then I think the curry that she has been preparing, it might really not going to be tasted well. But if she just really get cooperate by her family members like you or her husband or maybe your father or maybe of her son, then her cooking will going to be enhanced because she got support and harmony. And this is the same way that industry works on. Plus legal protection means who will going to protect? The government has to protect, and the government has to provide the legal protection to the laborers, and the constitution and the laws will going to protect them. Strong economy. Why it is called strong economy? For example, what is the meaning of strong economy? Economy means we relate with money only. No, economy does not relate with money only, but rather than it is something else. Economy is something that relates with the surrounding of yours, that give you profit in every aspect, whether it might be in money related, whether it might be in health related, whether it might be infrastructure related. So yeah, strong economy is one of the most biggest pillar of industry at the same time. Slide number 2 says definition of industrial relation. Industrial relation, the relationship between employers, employees, and government. Remember one thing, this is one of the most basic thing that UPSC will gonna ask you definitely for the first time appearing people. All right. So we need to understand that industrial relation means the relationship between employer, employees, and the government. Employer means who, give employments to an industry, and employees means who have been working in the industry under the employers, and the government who create the rules for all industry in this country. Objective: maintain peace, resolve dispute, and protect rights. So what is the most important thing? Maintain peace. You need to create peace and resolve the dispute and protect the rights of the worker. Example, a company discussing wage hikes with the union before deciding. So see, what it is saying that before, wage hike means if a man has been working in a company on the wages basis, means a laborer, then to increase his wages, what he need to do? He need to go to the company who is head of him or her and discuss with them. But for that, he can individually can't do anything. He need a group of team for that. So he will just make a union, and after that he will go to the company itself, the head of the company, and discuss about the wage hike. It means he will gonna tell the company, or maybe the supervisor who has been superior to him. He will discuss. They will gonna discuss with them, and on the basis of their discussion, there will be rising their salaries or might be rising their wages. So hope you really understand the example. Now, the possible UPSC question that might really gonna come is that industrial relation primarily deals with the relationship between what? It is asking the question that industrial relations primarily deals with the relationship between whom? We very well know that it is talking about the relation between the employers, employee, and government. Alright guys, hope you really understand the second slide. Third slide says importance of industrial relations. Now the question arises, what is the importance of industrial relation? Why it is necessary in the society? For example, if there is no relation, there will be no society, and if there will be no society, there will be no existence of human being. So obviously the relation is the most important thing in this society to survive in this world. Hope you really understand. Why it is? Because I might be related to my father because as what? Father and son. We have a relation, that's why I have feelings for him. And he has feelings for me. He has a lot of importance for me. If we might have no relation, then how could be the importance and the necessary things that we needed to survive in the society will gonna exist? So the relationship is one of the most important thing for us to be having. So importance of the industrial relation is also a key factor. Prevents strike and lockouts. What is the importance of that industrial relation? Is that it prevents strike and lockouts. Now, what is the meaning of strike? Strikes, we all know that we having the fundamental rights under the Article 19 says that there is a right to strike in a peaceful way. But what is the meaning of lockouts? Lockouts is nothing that permanent disclosing of a company is said to be known as lockout. Sorry, did I say permanent? Contextual basis. Sorry, not permanent. On a temporary basis of lockdown of a company or maybe industry is said to be known as lockouts. Second point is that improves productivity. Importance of industrial relation also create improved productivity. Alright, third point is that protects the rights of all parties. It is exactly in previous slide we have studied as how industry is important to protect the rights of the laborers and the parties. Why? Because the laws that have been given by the government for the laborers and industry. Alright, builds cooperation and trust. Builds cooperation and trust means what? It creates harmony. In previous slides, we have read that industrial relation creates harmony. It's important. So how harmony works? It builds cooperation and trust among all of them together in one place, whether it might be an employer, employee, or government. Example, Maruti Suzuki Miners plant. Poor industrial lead to long strike in 2012. It is a very good example that it took it from, I'm just using ChatGPT because it is one of the most best thing to utilize it. Let me tell you one thing, guys, that when you have something in your phone by which you can just utilize it and save you more time, then you should utilize it in a better way because it will gonna help you to learn more and give you more, accurate thing, shortest thing. So ChatGPT is, I think, is one of the most smartest thing for any kind of aspirant to use it and utilize its time in a better way, because it's really help you to learn more. So, for example, it's give a very beautiful example that Maruti Suzuki Manisar plant because of the poor industrial relation lead to long strike in 2012. It give a very good example. The UPSC might really gonna ask you that question like as means example. The UPSC may give you the quoted this example and gonna say in which year it has happened, because UPSC is unpredictable, isn't it, right? So you now understand the example that it's occurring in 2012 Maruti Suzuki. So possible UPSC questions which is not an objective of industrial relations. Now the very good question he asks that what is not an objective of industrial relation? Peaceful work environment, increased productivity, political campaigning, protecting rights. Now you tell me. Peaceful work environment, we have studied that it is an objective of industrial relation. Number second, increased productivity, it is also an industrial relation. Political campaigning, is it come under the industrial relation? No, it is a different entity. So we can't just compare political things with industrial relation. It might influence it. It might gonna influence it, but it is not in this chapter. In upcoming chapter, we're gonna read that how government and political parties really influence industrial relationship. And protecting rights, yes, absolutely. So it asks that which is not an object of industrial relation. So obviously the political campaigning is not an objective of the industrial relation. We are very much aware of that, isn't it, right? So let's come to the slide number 4. Main actor in industrial relations. So who are the main actors? Means who plays the vital roles in industrial relation? Employers, owners and management, employees, workers, laborers, trade union, trade union represent employees, government frames labor law and ensures complaints. All right, so employers means what? Owner, they may be owner, they may be management, means GM, general manager. Owner means the founder itself, Employees means what? Workers and laborers. Trade unions means what? Represent employees. Trade unions means, you know very well what is trade unions because we have already been discussed about trade unions in earlier slides. And government means the main who create labor laws and ensure compliance. Compliance. Possible UPSC question means what kind of question might it's really going to come? Which of the following is not a part in industrial relation? Not a part. Employer is a part, employees is a part, trade union is a part, government is a part. Then automatically we know that the shareholders is not a part of industrial relation, because shareholder might be sitting in other place of the country, and how can he be directly part of the industry? He can be a part of industry by putting a share on it, but it is something else that is not in our topic, so we're not going to discuss. But directly shareholders has no influence in industrial relation. All right, so the answer will be shareholders. So slide number 4 is talk about method to maintain good industrial relation. What are the methods to maintain a good industrial relation? Collective bargaining, negotiation between employers and unions, grievance handling, quick settlement of the complaints, joint consultation, regular discussion on workplace issues, welfare schemes, housing, medical care, training. All right. So now it says that method to maintain good industrial relation. Collective bargaining. Now, what is the meaning of collective bargaining? Negotiation between employer and unions. It's very important that collective bargaining, it's not a part of industry itself, but it is a part of every single daily life work that we do. For example, in a home, if you don't have collective bargaining means theory, then there is no way that there will be no fight in your home. If you really want to save yourself, your home to be a very sweet home, then there should be a collective bargaining among all of the family members of that home. Isn't it right? So it's important. It means negotiation possibility. For example, if your dad says something that, son, you need to do that, you must do it, then there should be, a way of making your father understand that the thing that he might be saying, it's not correct exactly, but it is semi-correct. But the thing is that to make your word listen to your dad, it's important that you need to make him understand what you want to do. So it cannot be possible without the negotiation. You need to politely say that, Dad, I think this might be possible. When there will be negotiation between you and your dad, then the possibility of the outcome will be far better than your expectation. Hope you really understand. Collective bargaining means negotiating between employers and unions. Grievance handling, we know very well what is the meaning of grievance handling. Means quickly settling the complaints that really comes to you as soon as possible to make your oneself free from the dispute that might really going to come in the future. Joint consultation issues. Joint consultation issues means a regular discussion on workplace issue. Joint consultation means what? When employers and employee come together in one place and discuss about the surrounding where they have been working, what is the problems, what can be done for the future benefits, what are the things that need to be get updated for the easiness of the work for the workers, And the 4th point is welfare schemes. Welfare schemes means housing, medical care, training. These are the facilities that mostly industry has to provide to their workers and employees, because nowadays without all those things, people might really feel hopeless, because it is very important nowadays. Medical is one of the most, and housing is one of the most important thing that it should be accommodated to every employer as well as workers. So another question that arises, possible UPSC question, is that the process of negotiation between employer and employee representative is called what? Arbitration, collective bargaining, conciliation, or mediation. Now we have already studied this. The process of negotiation, it says negotiation. Whenever negotiation pops up, you need to understand that collective bargaining. It's talking about collective bargaining. We have already discussed about this here. Collective bargaining, negotiation between employer and employee and union. All right, guys. So now number 6 slide. What are labor laws? Now, what are labor laws? Definition: legal rules regulating employment, wages, safety, and welfare. Hope you really understand. Now, what is the meaning of labor law? What are labor laws? Definition: legal rules regulating employment, wages, safety, and welfare. All right. So it is saying that legal rules regulating employment, wages, safety, and welfare. Hope you really understand. What is the purpose? Protect workers' rights and ensure fair treatment. Protect worker. Whenever there is a question that labor laws means all the things has to be related with the labors. For example, his accommodation, his employment, his wages. Sorry, I'm just using his her wages. Okay, his her wages. Rights, fair treatment, medical facilities, and other things. And example, Factory Act 1948 ensure workplace safety. So we know that very well, example, Factories Act 1948 ensures workplace safety. Now the question is, possible UPSC question, which act ensures safety measures in factories? Factory Act 1948, obviously. That's the correct answer. Minimum Wages Act, EPFC payment of bonuses, bonus act, these are not going to become. So correct answer is Factories Act. Number 7 slides talk about types of labor laws. Now, what are the types of labor laws? These are the most, guys. This one is the most important thing. What are the types of labor laws? Wage laws, Minimum Wage Act, Payment of Wage Act, Social Security laws, EPF Act, ESI Act, Industrial Relation laws, Industrial Dispute Act, Working Condition laws, Factories Act, Mines Act. All right. Now, types of labor laws means what? Wage laws, Minimum Wage Act, Payment of Wage Act. Wage laws means what? Minimum Wage Act, Payment of Wage Act. Minimum Wage Act and Payment of Wage Act. Remember that thing. Wage laws always defined as Minimum Wage Act, means the minimum amount of wage that you need to pay, and Payment of Wage Act. All right. Second, Social Security laws, EPF Act and ESI Act. All right. Industrial Relation laws, Industrial Dispute Act, Working Condition laws, Factories Act, Mines Act. Types of labor laws, always remember there are 4 types of labor laws. Number 1, wage. You can just make, mnemonics out of it. Wage, social, industry, working. All right, so make mnemonic by your own self. Remember one thing: wage, social, industrial, working. All right, minimum wage. Wage law says about Minimum Wage Act. Social Security says about, Security law says about EPF Acts and ESI Acts. Industrial Relation laws talk about Industrial Dispute Act. Working Condition laws talk about Factories Act, Mines Act. Possible UPSC questions may become like, the Employees State Insurance Act provide for what? Now it is talking about what? The Employees State Insurance Act provides for what? Pension, health and medical benefits, minimum wages, bonus payment. The question is, the Employees State Insurance Act. State Insurance Act provides for pension, health and medical benefits. So the correct answer will be health and medical benefits. So let's come to another slide. Government role in industrial and labor laws. So what are the government's role in industrial labor laws? Makes law for workplace regulation, inspect to ensure compliance, mediates dispute via labor court tribunal. So what is the role of government? As I previously mentioned, that government role is very essential to create laws regarding the industrial act, regarding the industry, or might be the workplace for the labor, where they have been working. So government ensure to make these laws, makes law for workplace regulation, because workplace is most important for worker to work on. If the workplace is hazardous, then I think it is not possible for worker to do the work correctly, isn't it right? And secondly, inspect to ensure complaints, means for that they have some kind of grievance systems where the worker can go and complain about the problems that they have been suffering inside industry. And mediate dispute via labor code or tribunal. So there are some tribunals that are already been made in the country for, name of labor codes, where the labor can go and just complain, register their complaint, and the tribunal will gonna listen to it and gonna solve their problem. Possible UPSC question gonna come like, labor codes are primarily set up for political dispute, industrial dispute, criminal cases, civil cases. So we know that labor means what? Industrial. So it's related to industrial. So obviously the correct answer will be industrial dispute. Example case study. Slide 9, example case study. All right, guys. So this one. Worker at XYZ factory demand bonus. All right. Listen carefully. This is an example case study. Worker at XYZ factory demand bonus. Union negotiates. Management agree. No strike. Smooth production. Lesson. Effective industrial relation prevent losses. Did you understand what is the meaning of that? That there is a industry named XYZ, whatever you really want to call it. Factory demand bonus. So in this factory, the demand bonus, and with that, union negotiate. Union negotiate means between the factory, means the employer and employee. They both sit together and they negotiate on the bonus that they just put in front of the management. And because of the negotiation, the management agreed, means both the party agreed. So there will be no, because of that, there is no strike. And the production, means the production that is going on, it's going on smoothly. So it helped, isn't it right? So what we learned from that, it helped effective industrial relation that prevent losses. Hope you really understand. Now the question arises, which method was used in above example? Which method? See, UPSC will gonna ask such kind of tricky question, because UPSC is very sharp to ask question. I don't know how much your preparation has been and how much my preparation has been. We're hoping that we'll do our level best to get the best mark. But if we don't do hard work, then there will be a possibility of sadness that might really gonna shade our heart. So to save ourselves from that sadness, we need to do our best to get the best result out of it. All right, guys. Which method was used in above example? So in above, we have studied as work at XYZ factory demand bonus, union negotiated, management agreed, no strike, smooth production, lesson, effective means industrial relation prevent losses. So which method was used in the above example? Strike, lockout, collective bargaining. Obviously, whenever you see negotiation, you need to understand it is talking about collective bargaining. We have already been studied this portion in, I think, slide 2. So it's talking about collective bargaining. So slide number 10, the last, not the least, slide of today's class. Slide number 10, key takeaways. Okay. So international law, industrial relation is equal to employer plus employee plus government relationship. Remember one thing, whenever the question comes about industrial relation, it talk about three things: employer, employee, and government relationship. Labor laws means legal protection at workplace. Remember, whenever it's talk about labor laws, you need to understand that legal protection at workplace. Good industrial relation improve productivity and peace. Remember the good industrial relation improve productivity and peace. All right. Hope you guys already understand whatever we have discussed in this slide. This is all about the chapter 1 relating to industrial relation and labor laws. Tomorrow, if possible, then I'm going to come with chapter 2 exactly in same way. Guys, it is better to use your own mind. At the same time, you can use ChatGPT, to create question for you. Because from my previous, 10 days, I'm just creating question by my own self in ChatGPT by using ChatGPT, and I'm practicing on it. And it's really helping me. Inshallah, I believe that if you really do practicing consistently, inshallah, that one day you will gonna achieve your dream. So I hope you guys really like this video. I know it's really not that much advanced kind of study, but I just really give you a short and sweet, summary of the lesson 1 with questions regarding industrial relation and labor laws. Hope you really like it. If you really want me to make videos like this more in English, then or I just should describe the things in Hindi as well. If you really want me to speak in Hindi, हम वो भी कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए हमें कोई problem नहीं है. Then I think you should just do the comment to give you the description in Hindi as well. I have no issue with it. And if you really want me to continue with in English, then I'm also been much more happier to do it. So I have no problem with that either at the same time. So guys, I hope that you really like this video, and please don't skip the video. Watch it fully, because whenever you see something short, you really believe that it might really not going to be that much interesting. Might be when someone just put a long video, you might really going to feel like that it might not interesting. So first of all, we need to listen hard. We need to learn more. We need to stick to our plans and do the best in our life to achieve our goals. Hope you really like this video, and let's see in another chapter of UPSC EPFO AO for our upcoming examination. Hope you really like this video. If you really like this video, do subscribe, give a thumbs up, and do share with your friends. Bye bye guys. See you in another video.